Hello Year 4, welcome to our last lesson of the morning, SPaG. This is actually my second time teaching this lesson, not to another class, just because Mr. Arnold was a donut and he recorded the whole lesson. However, realised that he didn't actually press the record button, so he was just talking at a blank laptop for approximately 7 minutes. Bit of a waste of time. Hopefully I haven't done it again this time. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Today, we are going to look at our word of the day and we are going to recap some spellings from last term and hopefully spell them correctly. You had a chance in Morning Fluency to look up today's word of the day, compassionate, and here is the definition. To be compassionate. If you describe someone or something as compassionate, you mean that they feel or show pity, sympathy, and understanding for people who are suffering. We're all rather compassionate right now, a synonym for that, but caring and warm, because the situation that we find ourselves in is one where it's important to stick together to show care, compassion, and to be caring to people that most likely going through quite a tough time at the moment. So it's a really important adjective to learn this one and hopefully use in your writing at some point. The example here looks like there's a mistake actually. She showed compassion by helping Jen up. So she was caring. Jen may have fallen over and she was a compassionate person because she gave her a helping hand and helped her up. Obviously, this is before coronavirus because they're not keeping their social distance at the moment. Your task for today, you need to fill in the missing blanks with one of the words from our autumn term spelling list. So I'm going to read out the sentence. You can think what needs to go in the blank. When you fill in the word, that can be using your rainbow colouring. So you can use a different colour for each word. Make sure when you copy the full sentence out, it's neat and the punctuation and spellings are correct because it is a SPaG lesson and that is really important. So, number one, which lunch option should she choose today? Pizza or fish fingers? It was a very difficult blank. Due to coronavirus, comma for that fronted adverbial, we are now having to blank from home instead of in school. Number three, 10 centimeters is of equal blank to 100 millimeters. Number four, some of the flanimals we created last term were very unique, but quite blank. Shh, there's no talking in the blank. And finally, whatever you do, do not blank the scar under his eye. It makes him very angry. Pay close attention here to our direct speech. We've looked at that quite often. Notice that it begins with a capital letter and our exclamation mark at the end of the sentence being said is within the inverted commas so it doesn't escape. And then my sentence still finishes with a full stop. So pause the screen now, copy out the sentences with the correct word. Hopefully you've spelt it accurately. And I'm going to move on to the answers now. So I'm just going to read it really quickly with the answers. Which lunch option should she choose today? Pizza or fish fingers? It was a very difficult decision. That shun suffix that we worked on quite a lot in autumn term. Due to coronavirus, we are now having to learn from home instead of in school. 10 centimeters is of equal length to 100 millimeters. That's one of our year 3, year 4 key spellings. It's a tricky one, that one. That one's just going to come to you with practice and practice. There's no real technical rule to that. It's just practicing, getting used to the letter order there for a tricky word. Some of the flanimals we created last term were very unique, but quite peculiar. Some of those that had 14 eyes or 7 legs, or swallowed their feet so they could walk Or I think it was, wasn't it? Swallowed their feet so that they can walk, but they could never eat. Very peculiar, very strange, very abnormal. Shh, there's no talking in the library. And whatever you do, do not mention the scar under his eye. It makes him very angry. As a challenge X, just before we finish up for lunchtime, can you think back to another word with the shun suffix? It might be tion or sion. And can you create your own sentence with that word correctly spelled? I look forward to seeing your work. Hopefully this time I have recorded my SPaG lesson properly so I don't have to do it for a third time, and have a lovely lunch. I'll see you for this afternoon's lessons. Bye-bye.